We're at Cabra Diggers for the 2023-24 New South Wales Champion of Club Champion pairs. We're kicking off action with round one. We have the Austral team up against Warilla. It is Terry Chatki and Lorraine Langfield up against Lorraine Alaban and Julia Morgan. We're starting end one and we're underway. So we're here at Cabra Diggers in the heart of Western Sydney, right near Cabramatta CBD. We have teams this afternoon at Cabra Diggers, Cabramatta, Mount Lewis, Marylands, St John's Park and Guildford. All battling it out to become a Champion of Club Champion pairs winners, both the men and the women. And we have a split of round one matches today and tomorrow morning, round two tomorrow morning, round 2 and 3 matches tomorrow, round 1, 2, 3 morning, afternoon, and then finishing off round 3 on Wednesday morning at the same time. The first of the knockout games will be underway. We then get into the swing of the knockout, concluding on Friday morning with the women's final and Friday afternoon with the men's final. We cross over with Austral holding one shot. Julia Morgan. Green's running quite quick here at Cabra Diggers. And Julia's pretty well down. Well, she may well have even drifted in just for shot there. Very close between that and Terry's white bowl. Lynn Langfield just drifting through a little. Julia Morgan opts to switch over to the backhand side. We'll draw it very close to being another shot. And Langfield just having a look. Asking a partner to check to see who is shot. Just having a look. Asking a partner to... Well pointed from Lynn. Gets an edge of that. She could well push it in for shot and has done so. Had a chance there to turn her bowl, come off it, or to come through and sit on Julia Morgan's bowls, and has just got the edge of her own, turned it in for shot. Lorraine on the backhand. Just a little bit through there. Plenty of fans of both teams tuning in on our Facebook page. We are going live through Facebook and YouTube. Of course, only ever trust the official Bowls New South Wales page for any of ours. If anyone's asking you to log in, they're not a genuine page. And definitely never hand over your credit card details because we don't charge you to watch our streams. Sit back and enjoy for free on our official Bowls New South Wales YouTube and Facebook pages. Don't let the scammers win. Well, Lorraine, Julia likes the look of this one. On her way in. Just going to get the edge of the shot bowl and roll away. Had a chance to sit that one, or just a little tuck of the jack back down the line is good for them. And Terry playing down also would like to get just through her own bowl, match those two at the back. Very well directed, but she's also just going to get the little slide and run back to Lorraine's bowl. Not a bad home in one way. So we'll have the skippers come down to play their last bowls. Julia, a little bit of aggression on this one. She's looking for that shot bowl. Wants it solid and one bowl wide. She can get that one solid and stay. She could very well get 2 or 3. Whereas for Lynn, it's a simple thing. Get another one in there so that shot's not available anymore. Again, decent line. Just give it a little bit of a push to get through, unfortunately, for Lynn. Well, Julia's... Oh, they're just having a look to see if a bowl is in or out of bounds. Julia looking for a quicker bowl again, but has just gone under the line. A chance for Austral to draw for a single, to add to their single, I should say. Plenty of grass needed. These greens running quite quickly. Just needs to keep wiggling down. And one for sure. Let's have a look at the second. They'll put the tape on. No, that didn't quite see the signal there, whether it was 1 or 2. I think it was 2, so I'll actually just save it as 2. Austral will move the mat right back near the tee. Not quite maximum back. The back of the mat's more on the tee than the front. And roll. Well, the skipper would like it a bit further up, but it's a shortish length. Certainly more than the minimum. Just got to centre the jack. Well, a reasonable start for both leads. Lorraine just wants a little correction on her opening bowl. It was a little bit long. Just going to hang out there, ran through a bit. The grass actually pretty good, just a little bit on the quick side. Well, a toucher there. Just getting our graphic fixed. Lorraine. Sorry, Lynn Langfield. Trailing that jack through. Julia Morgan trying to play across the head to it. Played pretty well. I might just get that camera zoomed out a little bit. We've got a special guest camera operator for a few days. Penny's gone off and gone on holidays on us, so we've dragged in some assistants because Lee and technology aren't a good mix. Julia Morgan just a little bit through with her previous bowl. We'll be looking to play very similar, just a metre off. Made a good correction on this. Right down to the jack and very well played. That centre line is well inside the boundary line, so she's doing very well with that one. So the Austral girls say that Terry will probably play her backhand and have to go out quite wide, but has got the chance just to sit down on those bowls or turn her own on a quicker green. That running that front bowl with just on draw weight should be enough to turn it in for shot. Will be a challenge to go out wide enough on that side. Convince yourself you need to take that much grass, because you're drawing to a good metre and a bit to the right of centre line. Doesn't change Warilla's shot. Still the forehand. Let it roll in beautifully there. Still got to give it a decent amount of grass. Hoping for this one to get down to the jack. She's pretty well pointed, and the weight looks fairly good as well. In fact, it looks better than good. It's superb. 2 to Warilla now. Oh, that was well directed, just not quite got the speed. Might change the shot for Warilla. Forehand draw down to their own bolt. Holding 2, we hope to make it 3. That is really good bowling. Gav Burston saying quality work from Active Turf Care, the greenkeepers here. Self-praise, Gav, but certainly well deserved. These greens look in a absolute picture. And the boys are only too helpful for us to set up this morning. So Lynn Langfield. Short with a little bit quick with one and short with the other. Not looking for a huge correction. Has just pushed this one a bit. So those who have just joined us, we are watching the Bowls New South Wales Champion of Club Champions pairs. We have the Women's Championship state featured now. We'll be jumping in and doing one game of each tomorrow. And then we'll have men's, women's alternating each morning and afternoon, till we reach the final of the Women's Championship on Friday morning and the final of the men's on Friday afternoon. Because we are coming to you live from Cabravale Diggers Bowling Club, just in the heart of Cabramatta. We also have matches at Cabramatta, at Mount Lewis, Merrylands, Guildford and St John's Park. Today, 21 ends, 2x2x2x2 pairs. Dead ends are replayed. Three sectional rounds to be played, and that is spread over 4 sessions in this event. We're starting today, Monday afternoon, and the majority of our players playing afternoon today are playing 2 games tomorrow to play their 3 rounds out to get into their first knockout game on Wednesday morning. There are a couple that have got a game today and one tomorrow, but generally it'll be Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday morning for those who are not in the first knockout round, just to spread the love out and get everybody onto the greens at our 5 host clubs. So it's 2 to Warilla. And I make that all square with the scores. We'll wait and see what they put on the scoreboard. So yes, the majority of players play today, tomorrow, and tomorrow morning and afternoon, or tomorrow morning, afternoon, and Wednesday morning for their 3 rounds. The round of 64 and the round of 32 starts on Wednesday morning for some of the players. Those that would have had a bye in that round all play their round 3 match on Wednesday morning. And then head everybody into the knockout respective round of 16 for the women and 32 for the men on Wednesday afternoon. Do just need to check to make sure it was a 2 to Austral in the first end. We will be checking that ASAP as soon as I can see the scoreboard on our screen. Our commentary position is just a little bit away from the green. And it's somewhere where we can set up our computers securely, so we're quite well set up in an office here. Well, it's a good start from Lorraine, but it's an even better start from Terry. Little toucher, just turns that jack off the centre line, sits in behind. So we will be bringing you one game this afternoon, 2 tomorrow, 2 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, and 2 on Friday. We also have our Platinum Pennant matches coming up next weekend, Saturday, Sunday. You get a 3-day break from streaming then, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Next week. But next week that'll be the State Carnival, 232 teams of women's fours converging on Foster and the surrounding area. We will be streaming you the final series that on Thursday and Friday next week and have our normal Platinum Pennant broadcast after that. Then 2 weeks' time, we're back here at Cabravale Diggers for the Champion of Champion pairs, singles. And that is a sensational follow-up from Terry. So the week after that, we go into men's and women's pennant finals. Division 1 will be coming to you from Charlestown. And then after that, Interzone. So for the next 5 weeks or so, if you're a fan of bowls, you've got plenty to watch right here on Bowls New South Wales Facebook and YouTube channels. Oh, Julia Morgan, she's looking to get down to those bowls. I think she's just going to be under the line. Does cut across. Anton Lee watching from Tuncurry Beach. Well, that's one of our host venues for the Women's State Carnival, along with Foster, Tuncurry Foster Sports, Harrington Sports, Old Bar Beach, Bulla Dealer, Taree Leagues, Club West at Taree. I hope I've remembered everybody there. 17 sections. So we actually have 17 greens in action. We have actually 18 because there's 2 half greens. One section will be split across Old Bar and Holidays Sports half greens. Julia Morgan, very well pointed this time. Just going to pull up a little bit short. Still 2 to Austral. Warilla with good position though. So if you are in this area and want to see some good bowls, you can jump onto one of our host clubs and you'll get to see some sensational bowls at all of them. If you jump on the Bowls New South Wales website, that's bowlsnsw.com.au, point your mouse at events. On annual events, you'll see the Champion of Champions. You'll be able to see who is playing. Oh, Lorraine, just a little bit, well, either wide for the weight or quick for the grass. So we do have 6 venues in action. And we will have up to 14 greens in action at any one time. So we are not going to have progress scores from any of the games apart from our featured streaming game until we get down to one venue, say Thursday and Friday. As we'd have up to 84 rinks going at any one time. Actually, 94 rinks. That's good grass, just not quite sent this bowl. I'm not sure how big of a drive Julia's got. She might decide to go big weight and try and get both of those white bowls out. They've got the next 3. Just going to back out our camera to see what's behind. There is one Warilla bowl behind the jack. It doesn't look like there's any others there, unless they're hiding under the lip of the ditch. But both white bowls would be a pretty good count for Warilla. Well, it needs to miss that one, and it's proved to be a real hindrance. So we have a mix of men's and women's games at each venue as well. And we will have these scores put into BowlsLink at the completion of each round. They'll be done at each venue. And I think Julia's just overcorrected the grass here. Chance for Austral to draw for 3. Well, we'll get home quickly enough. we're going to check whether it's 2. It is 2. So we should now get a view of the scoreboard as our players it was 2 on the opening end. Well, apparently we've only got a 3 on that second end, so I'll adjust that. It's 2 ends to 1 and 4 shots to 3. Austral now leading Warilla after 3 ends. 18 ends remaining. And Terry's just given that one a little bit excess of both. Well, the rain looked to be really good. It just kept running on. Greens are a little on the slick side. Well, good correction. It'll be shot. Still plenty of room. Well, Lorraine has corrected both of her direction and speed. Drawn for shot. Win Langfield, just a little quick with her opening bowl. Julia Morgan, though, has got her speed pretty good, is just under the line a little bit. Maybe needs about a metre less speed as well. Shout out to those at Oak Flats watching on the big screen. Always a pleasure to have everybody joining us. Players just coming to terms with playing on a green that is pretty slick. Really need to throw it out wide. It's going to come back a long way. as the players cross over for the Leeds to play their second batch of bowls. I think it's Warilla holding 2. And if you have just joined, you're watching the Bowls New South Wales Champion of Champion Pairs for the 23-24 season. It's section 19 of the Women's Championship in our first round of sectional play. We do have 4 sessions of sectional play. The majority of players playing today have their next 2 rounds tomorrow, Tuesday morning and afternoon, and play their first knockout game on Wednesday morning. We do have the majority of other players starting tomorrow morning, playing round 1 and 2, Tuesday AM, PM, and they're the round 3 on Wednesday morning before they head to the knockout rounds on Wednesday afternoon. So all of those who would have had a bye on Wednesday morning in the first round of knockout play are actually playing their round 3 match then. And that means that everybody in the knockout rounds on Wednesday afternoon are playing their second game for the day. So where it is a team has gone to the round of 32 out of sectional play in the men's, they may be playing as teams that already played one knockout game, but they've both played a game in the morning. It has also helped in balancing out the rink requirements at our 6 host clubs, or 5 host clubs plus Guildford. Okay, our camera has just frozen. Warren says, good to see I've got over. No, I'm not over it yet, mate. We'll be over it when we win next week. Just have a little bit of silence while we switch to the middle camera for the action, and we'll see if we can regain our feed from camera 1. Okay, so we've got our camera back, and we'll be bringing you from behind the head in just a moment. Slight little glitch with the technically superior restart method. Unplug and plug back in again, the power and connection, and that did the trick. As Julian Morgan plays the last bowl of the end, Warilla holding at least 2. I think it's only 2 actually. So it'll be another 2 to Warilla. They'll just have a look to check that. 2 bowls being removed. They will have a look to see about any more, but no, it's 2 shots to Warilla. Of course, being sectional play, it is a requirement that all ends be completed, because if we have 2 teams on the same number of points, or same number of wins, that margin between their total shots scored and total shots conceded is the first deciding factor. So to ensure that that's correct for everybody, they need to have played the same duration of matches. So someone doesn't miss out by a shot or get in by a shot for having not lost a single on their final end. 3 points a win, 1 point for a draw. So win all 3 matches in your sectional play. Well, Mark Baker asking if dumplings from District 8 are on the menu for lunch. Didn't get lunch today. Getting a bit on the hungry side. But just had to get all the cables secured in place to not be a trip hazard, which just took a little longer than expected. So no lunch break for the workers. And our special guest camera operator just wiped the tear off the side of the face. Wants a dad to feed her. So if you have just joined us, we're watching the 23-4 Champion or Club Champion pairs. We're coming to you live from Cabramatta Diggers. And we have matches also in play at Cabramatta, Maryland's Mount Lewis, St John's Park, and at the Guildford Bowling Club, which is owned and operated by Maryland's Bowling Club. And that's a great bowl from Lorraine Alaban. Well, Terry's just not quite sent that one enough. On a quick green, it's easy just to drop the weight down, thinking you don't need to give it any push at all. Does require quite a bit of concentration of a different type than just the slower greens. Not sure Julia really impressed with that one. She just turned around straight away, knew that it was not quite on the right trajectory. Nevertheless, it's coming home to a reasonable position on the green as far as position goes, covering the back. And then Langfield straight onto it, knows exactly what she wants to play, wants this bowl flush, just like that, onto the shot bowl. Just runs through a little bit, but stays to make, I'd say, a couple there. Austral holding. Julia looking now to draw a shot, and it's a very good correction from a first bowl, but is just going to run a little bit through. No change, still Austral holding. Oh, it's a bit strange to see Gary Brooks saying watching on from Port Arlington and not Wagga, but hello Gary. And shout out to everyone watching on, cheering on Austral or Warilla. Except if Galoot's cheering on Warilla. I'll get you again this week in Penance as we have our rematch again. The Port Old Siddos teams, for those who know, I play for Dapto Citizens. 4 sides in the major semis, and all 4 happen to be on the wrong end of the scoreboard. But the good news is we all have a chance to get through. Finishing at the top gave us that second bite, so we've all got a second chance to qualify for the Illawarra Grand Finals next Saturday. And the famous battle may be reenacted. Although I think my ears have stopped bleeding after playing Galoot and Jimmy a couple of weeks ago. Do say that in jest, Get along very well with the Warilla boys. Wonderful host club. Austral also has been a good host club in the past. Warilla, a very good supporter of bowls in New South Wales, and we're looking forward to the Platinum Pennant Finals at Warilla 17 to 19 of May. So if you're planning on watching a great weekend of bowls, starting on the evening, Friday the 17th at 6, we'll have a couple of good matches, second and third, taking each other on, as well as fourth and fifth in the Eliminator. More matches on Saturday, and then the grand final Sunday morning. And what's sure to be a cracking conclusion to a Platinum Pennant season that has ignited the interest from right around. Plenty of people jumping on and watching, and there's been some sensational bowls. Almost as good as that one from Lorraine Alaban. Drawn shot, couple down. Very good bowl. So tomorrow morning, we have our men's pairs, section 20. We have 21 in both the men's and women's pairs tomorrow. Warilla still holding one. Julia looking to get down to that shot. Don't know if there's a chance here to try and play a forceful shot and get rid of Warilla's closest. Just looking to draw down. Very close, but has just run onto the Warilla bowl, made it that bit closer. So it's 1 still to Warilla. So tomorrow morning we have Bowral and Mayfield West in men's pairs, section 21. Braithwaite and McGee up against Atchison and Butterworth. And then we switch back to the women for the afternoon game. Glenbrook Panthers up against Mount Lewis. Armour and I know it's Mary Auld up against El Stenhouse and May Lamb from Mount Lewis. And then for the rest of the time, we're on TBAs because we don't know who's going to win the sections. But it is a spectacularly good bowl from Julia Morgan to make a couple. Really did need that other one in there too, just to make sure there was no chance of Austral getting that shot bowl out. Without that, Austral had the next 5 bowls. And while it would have been a difficult shot to get rid of it, that one has given that a lot of protection. Can see next door Ballina and Cowra playing. Hayley McDonald on the mat there. Well, this is a fantastic bowl from Lynn Langfield. She sits out Julia Morgan to take the shot. 1 to Austral. What a bowl. So that evens our scores up. 5 ends gone, 5 shots apiece. Apologies for just a little loss of sound, just communicating with our special trainee camera operator. We'll be underway with the 6th end. Very good start from Terry Chatki. Alaban, well, just a little through and tight. Oh, you saw the head go back a little bit, saying, oh, I've just given that a little bit too much. But that, actually, on a slick green such as this, is a fairly good effort. So Lorraine needs a little more grass, a little bit less weight. Has made a decent correction. We'll come back to the centre line. Still at least one. Just threw a little bit there. Well down from Lynn Langfield. It'll count. They'll be holding a good 3 there now. But there is a comfortable draw. I won't say easy for Julia Morgan. These conditions quite challenging with the green quite quick. Just got to get right back. Oh, that's going to be second shot at least, so very good bowl. Just going to have Lee Stinson take over for commentary for 2 or 3 minutes.
Afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the coverage so far. We've join the game nice and close, 5 apiece, 5 ends played. See Terry down here, her forehand. Sure, Andrews mentioned earlier on today, greens here at Cabravale Diggers, nice and quick, approaching the 18-second mark when the players started off this match. Tells by some of those lines that they're taking. We asked our players to keep away from the centre of the rink as best as possible, and the ladies are trying to do that, but just with the quickness and the lines that they have to take. So getting way outside the boundary peg there. On the range, just going to pull up a little bit short as well. Still Austral holding. Ball just right side of the jack there, definitely the shot. One's at the front of the back, almost a similar distance away, so it's hard to tell at the moment who has second. Nice conditions out there at the moment. Temperature mid-20s. Not too much breeze. Players just adapting to those quick greens, as we mentioned, out here at Cabravale Diggers. Fingers crossed for later on in the week that the forecast holds up. So Lynn just underneath. I've just run out of the count. Looks like Austral potentially with a couple. Julie Morgan, really wide line there. That might be a little bit too far outside the perfect line. Pretty close to the speed. Langfield just needs to pull up in front of that dark green bowl at the back. It's another one that could be in the count. Not sure here. Austral certainly shot. There's a few others that are in contention. Much better line there for Julia, this one. She's played the same one as the previous bowl. This is the shot. Very close. Just runs through. Good indication there of how quick this surface is. There's one Austral bowl removed. There could be a handful of other bowls all around here that are in this measure for second. See a bit of finger pointing. The lady's not quite sure where to start. Interesting match there next door. We've got Ballina, Marie Grant, playing against players from her former region in Cowra. So a bit of familiarity there between Marie and the two ladies from Cowra, Dawn and Sharon. Big commitment for those ladies from Ballina. They were both at the state championships in Dubbo only a few weeks ago. Obviously doing well in club events up there to make their way down. So it was just the one there for Austral. Just getting some help in the background with a bit of updating the scoreboard. Hopefully that's right now. 6-5. Austral taking the lead after 6 completed ends. I'll do a few more bowls in here. Andrew just having a quick break. A busy afternoon and morning setting things up. Plenty of things happening behind the scenes just to get everything in place so we can bring you this fantastic coverage. First match of 9 pairs games that we'll show you throughout the course of this week. Absolute feast of bowls coming up. If you enjoy watching Bowls New South Wales coverage, you're in for a treat over the next 5 or 6 weeks. As we mentioned, 9 pairs games being shown here. We'll capture both finals. It'll be the women's final here on Friday morning from about 8:30 a.m. The men's pairs final to follow 12:30 local time on Friday afternoon. Then we have 2 platinum pennant matches. Round 10 at Mount Lewis, as they take on the Winnie League's Magpies on Saturday afternoon. And then back on Sunday morning, St John's Park to take on East Maitland. Both those clubs right in contention. You see Terry drag the jack right back to her first. There's those 2 platinum games to finish off the regular season in that competition. And this time next week, we're up in Foster, beautiful part of the state. 232 ladies fours teams competing in the Women's State Carnival. So we're up there on Monday. It's all hands on deck for the first few days. And we'll be streaming the finals from Foster next Thursday and Friday. And we're back down here to the beautiful Cabra Vale Diggers in Sydney for champion to champion men's and women's singles. The Travelling Roadshow doesn't stop there. We have Division 1 men's and women's pennant finals at Club Charlestown with the action there later on in May. And then the senior inner zone from NBC Sports, also co-hosted by Dundas Sports, to follow in the last few days of May, and the first couple of days of June we'll have the open inner zone from those same 2 clubs. So plenty of Bowls New South Wales coverage over the next 5 weeks. So have you got any odd jobs to do around the house? Get those done and tune in and watch the action as we see another toucher there from Lynn Langfield. Jack's gone way over to the bottom corner of the screen. Ladies might be just double checking whether that's in bounds or not. A bit tricky with some of the structures here at the club. See where that's in. Oh, you might have just saw there it's gone out of bounds, so we're going to restart. End number 7. Unfortunate one there for Lynn. Didn't mind the touch, just went a little bit too far for her liking. So as you've no doubt seen there, dead end's been replayed. No respot function in the champion to champion events. So, yeah, 6-5. Austral still leading, 6 ends into the game. If you are involved in those men's and women's pennant finals, we're starting to get those teams updated on BowlsLink. More of those will go in this week. We have the Division 1 men's and women's player lists already in those competition draws. At this point in time, we have the club names for Divisions 2, 3 and 4, men's and women's. And throughout the course of this week, we'll update those, so you'll see all those player names that are competing in those pennant finals. And likewise with the senior and open inner zone. Those draws available online, so you can see your zone, who they're up against. And once again, we'll add those player rink names in there over the coming days. Busy time at our office. We love bringing you all these events as we conclude the 23-24 season. Started there, Lorraine, about half a metre away with an opener. Plenty of different coloured uniforms out here today too. You can see in the background, 2 greens in action here at Cabra Vale. Haven't quite seen anything as leery as Andrew Lynn's Dapto Citizens uniform yet. The big bright yellow Dapto sits. I did mention to his ladies' counterparts that are here today, their uniform looks much more conservative and easier on the eye than the men's uniform. We see a toucher there from Lorraine. Yeah, we joke with Andrew that uniform from Dapto looks like he could be just coming from the circus. But haven't seen him yet dragging the elephant behind him though, so maybe it is just a bowling uniform and not a circus uniform. For those down in the Illawarra region, you can catch Andrew and his Open Grade 4 team at Warilla Bowls this coming Saturday as they take on the local Warilla side. Semi-final, Grade 4 pennant. Clash of the Titans coming up there. Well, Lynn wanting to reach for that one, probably just overplayed it slightly, so she'll look to correct. Much shorter jack length thrown by Terry this time around. Saw Lorraine from Warilla adapt 2 pretty good draw shots to open things up. Give both these leads a big pat on the back. They're staying nice and away from centre for us. So bowler Lynn just travelling through again. The New South Wales state selectors there in the background, Gilly Bird. Keeping an eye on proceedings. Of course, expressions of interest to represent New South Wales in any of the upcoming series for under 25s, over 40s, over 60s and the open state side. They close this coming Friday afternoon. So if you do have an interest in competing in any of those representative sides, get onto the Bowls New South Wales website. You can download the form, fill in your details, and the selectors will then have that tough job of narrowing down those sides for some trials coming up in a few weeks' time. Plenty of opportunity there. Upcoming series against Queensland and Victoria. All hosted in New South Wales this year, those interstate series. And of course the Open and over 60s head to the Gold Coast for the Nationals, and that will be in early October. Pretty good effort here from Terry. Maybe third shot. Cuts a couple of those Warilla counters out. Really a good test of a player's delivery, these lightning quick greens.
You had to congratulate him for not standing on the centre line, didn't you?
Well, our Leeds are doing a good job in staying away from the centre. Skips, not as much. What a great effort this is. If it drops down, it's a big chance. Terry Chatki made it a pretty close look for who has shot there at the moment. And Lorraine with a chance here to try and get to that last bowl. Little jack movement would be okay. Up just in front. It does look like Warilla still holding one. That dark brown bowl just to the right hand side of Jack. Looks just closer than the white. Plenty to play for though here for Lynn with her first. He has second and fourth nearest bowl. There's a collection of bowls towards the back of the rink there. Those aqua or light green with the white bowls, both belonging to Austral. Opportunity to play a few metres away, sit the shot bowl or trail the jack to the back. Gave it a chance, just missing wide. Conservative line, this one from Julia. Wouldn't mind seeing Lynn play slightly more weight than a first. Narrow it up a little. Oh, this is on a good draw line. Does it run all the way up to the shot bowl? And it has. Well, that's one shot. Gets the hat from a partner, Terry. Leaves things very difficult there for the Warilla ladies. What I saw there, just a bit of a foot tap. You can bump that shot bowl onto the jack and the jack move only a metre or so. Can't really afford to go any further than that though. More the bowl she wanted with her first. So it will be one to Austral. I'll update this score once I work out how to do it again. And hand you back over to Andrew for the next little bit.
Well, thanks to the big gorilla himself, Lee Stinson. I'm referring to the club he plays for, of course. And rumours that they love him so much they put his portrait on the back of the shirts are just not true. It's Jeremy's portrait. I can say that because I've said it to Jeremy's face. So, no, great. Thanks, Lee, for the little break. It keeps me going. And if you have just joined us, a reminder, you are tuned in to Bowls New South Wales Facebook or YouTube channel, whichever one you're on. You're watching the 23-24 New South Wales Champion of Club Champion pairs. We've got the women's pairs round one match in section 19. Austral up against Warilla. It's Terry Chatki and Lynn Langfield from Warilla up against Lorraine Alaban and Julia Morgan. We've played 7 ends, 1/3 of what we're going to play. 21 ends to be played, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 pairs. 3 sectional rounds for each section. 3 points a win, 1 point a draw, the winner with most points. End of the 3 rounds. If teams are tied on points, the best difference between their total shots for and against, your margin, will get through. After that, it's effectively percentage, the least number of shots conceded. And if you have the least number of shots in the same margin, you will have the best percentage. So we're 7 shots to 5 with Austral leading. Austral opened the scoring with a 2, answered by Warilla with a 3. Austral won a 2, and then Warilla a 2. And then Austral's won 3 ends in a row getting singles. So we were 5-4 in favour of Warilla after 4 ends. And since then, Austral 3 singles to go to a 7-5 lead. And as Lee mentioned, the greens here at Cabra Diggers running quite quickly. If you just joined us, we are at a number of venues today. Of course, our main host club this year, Cabra Vale Diggers, but Cabramatta, Marylands, Mount Lewis and St John's Park also hosting games, and Marylands using their second venue as well, Guildford. So 14 greens in operation for this event. The men's and women's champion or club champions pairs. We will conclude this event on Friday. The final of the women's pairs will be our streamed match in the morning while the men play their semi, and then the men's final Friday afternoon. We'll bring you matches from tomorrow's 2 sessions are determined. We know who we've got then. We have Bowral and Mayfield West in the morning. So the Southern Highlands of New South Wales and Newcastle. The men's pairs and the women's pairs tomorrow afternoon, Glenbrook Panthers and Mount Lewis. Julia Morgan, just a little bit on the short side with that one. I do think Lorraine Alaban holding with the red bowl just short to the right of screen. If you are enjoying our stream on Facebook, don't forget to like. You can choose to get notifications when we go live. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also share on Facebook. But just a reminder, if you're not seeing the link to our stream as an official Bowls New South Wales link, don't click on ones that aren't the Bowls New South Wales link, and by no means ever give anyone your credit card details who are asking for it to watch our streams. We don't charge. Unfortunately, there are some people who don't have the highest ethics who will try to scam you out of your money or gain access to your computer by those links. So be very careful. We do have the settings so that links should be blocked, but the scammers are very inventive. So Lorraine Alaban, forehand. Terry Chatki just missed her line a little bit. Lorraine looking for a little bit of a correction on her first set, and that one will come in, probably be 2. There's plenty of room there. Terry, the white bowls, needs to get around those ones, and he's just going to catch her own flush. Chance for Lorraine Alaban to draw for 3. Doesn't need to do too much differently from her previous bowl. Julia Morgan is giving this the applause on the way in. You'll see it appear there. That'll be 3. Warilla 2 behind. They'll be looking to score now and get that lead back. There is a theory that whoever leads after 7 ends is about 70% likely to go on and win. I've asked that to be broken down by how many they lead after 7 ends, and that's not quite answered yet. But the Warilla team's by no means out of this. Just 2 shots in it after 7 ends. In Langfield, I don't think that weight was too bad. She just needed to get around those bowls. Julia Morgan, well, she's going to stick with the forehand as well. She wants to go right out and around. Lorraine Alaban showed her the path. Well, she's got the idea. Get that line right out there. That one might well count. It's actually a good bowl. A little bit of pressure here on Lynn Langfield. Nothing really close to them. She can play through her own to get some promotion. Just got to get it right. And she's got the stun and run and just gone too far. Probably cut 1 out. I think it might still be 3 shots. Julia just needs to repeat the dose of her previous bowl. Seems to have gone a little bit wider, but it may well come back enough. No, it's not going to run. So we've taken out 2. And out comes the measure. Oh, I'm just going to check which one of the white bowls is closest here, I think. We'll need a 2-person measure. Checking which one of the white ones is closer. 3 already. Measuring for the 4th. That one's not in. Well, did they signal 2 or 3? I'm not totally certain. I thought they'd taken out 3, so put 3 on the board, and it'll show 8-7 after 8. We will check that when we can see the board. And it's a very good opening bowl from Lorraine Alaban right down to the jack. And got the toucher. Julia Morgan giving a little chalk mark. Well, Terry Chatki quite heavy, bit tight. Jack may well end up out there if that shot bowl is disturbed, but probably would have been better to just get one really close to start with. Don't want to put yourself under the pressure of needing to draw to cut down if you're big numbers down. Well, Lorraine finished a metre or two behind, and Terry's, well, it's not a bad home. Could come in useful if that shot bowl gets disturbed. Not sure. Julia Morgan may well be served to play the backhand, try and get just in behind that jack, in between the jack and the two white bowls. She does play backhand. And has played it pretty well. Just cut across a little bit, so we'll be looking for a little bit of correction with her second. Lynn Langfield, couple down. Just be confident with the draw. If you arrive and touch the shot bowl, it's okay. Really would love to get that second first before trying anything. Second shot before you try anything. She's through again. Just go out a little more grass. Chance to have a very good impact by getting in behind. Same weight will still count. She's corrected pretty well. That one is in the sort of catching area, so well done. Holding 3 now, Warilla, I'd say. And the bowl just got to run on a bit more. May well be third shot. Lorraine Alaban, she'll stick to that backhand side. Just wants to draw down, just get past. Very close bowl would be ideal. Doesn't want to make a target though. Well, has not made a target, and I think that one will count. Oh, Terry Chatki just runs into that one of the Lorraine Alaban bowls. That was the last one she delivered. Straightened it up towards the center line. A little bit quick. Forehand draw. Finishes in behind. Could really be 3 shots here to Warilla. Are you confident to hit or are you confident to draw? That's the question. Julia Morgan, she'll just be trying to get another one in there, get another shot. Thrown it out nicely. Just needs that to swing back. Slightly overdone the width. In Langfield wants to get inside that. Turn one of her bowls closer. May only be 2 now. Julia. Good line to get one close here. Wants to run it down. Very good. Counts. And toucher. Well, may have just made a bigger target. That's the only issue. Do you think they're 3? Maybe more. We'll see in a moment. Attacking line. Wants to split. Instead, going to set their own bowl back. May only be the 2. No, 3 signalled. Well, I make it 11-7 now after 3 and 3 on the last 2 ends. We just need a confirmation to be put on the scoreboard. Slightly shorter length end. It's definitely well and truly legal. A fair bit over the 21. Matt's back at the tee. Well, Lorraine Alaban, good starter. Very good first bowl of the end. Terry looking to pull up inside there. Just got a little too much speed on that one. Lorraine Alaban will hold the advantage after the first bowl. She's looking just to lose a little bit off the speed as well. Needs a bit of a correction. A bit tight for the first. A bit wide, one of the two. Not bad. Just a bit shy. We'll just have a slight pause in commentary for a moment. And Langfield just a little bit through with that one. Julia Morgan holding one shot, the green bowl just short on the left-hand side of screen. So Lorraine Alaban, forehand draw, just on or around Julia's bowl. Any contact will push it right up to the jack. Really does want a just draw shot though. Just a bit like that. Little toucher. Well, that may well have brought Julia's bowl at the back end account as well. Lee mentioned earlier the Cowra connection next door. There's another Cowra connection on the adjacent green. Is Jared Beath playing for St John's Park. Jared, former Cowra player, now working at the Saints. Teamed up with Phil Clark to get into the Club Pairs Championship winning team. Lorraine also switching to the backhand. Pumped her own bowl up for another counter. This could be count of 4 at the moment for Warilla. Austral. Oh, they really need to get one in there. Big count now. Might just tip the game well and truly into Warilla's favour. We make it as a 4-shot lead to Warilla. The board not updated yet. It was 8-7 after 8 ends. We reckon that it was a 3 signalled for Warilla. Vicky Turner thinks that I was right. Sometimes can be just a little bit difficult to catch the player's signal with their fingers in the air or not. And I think one of the ladies uses a thumb as the third indicator, so we've put it down as 3. Julia Morgan looks to be on a pretty good line as well. This one should come right back in. That's another counter. I think that could be as many as 5 now. Has shown the path still in Langfield. This one looks quick. She is round the back. So we from our position, we actually can't see any of the scoreboards. And we're going to start updating rinks only when we get down to one venue, so that'll be Thursday, as Julia Morgan adds another one to the count. Haley, we'll see how Dad's going for you if I possibly can. Interested to see Hilsey's result. A former club mate of mine had a couple of good tussles against him in club championships and in the round of champions one year. They got us on the last end. Well, good result available here. Just going to do a little punch and run. Don't think she's got shot, but might have cut a few out. Critical cut out there too. Could have been as many as 6 down. So a little bunt and run may have chopped a couple out. Well, it's still a reasonable count. Four. So, did save maybe 2. That should propel Warilla to a 15-7 lead. Chris Smith asking about Jason Cheadle's. I'm not sure he's even here, Chris. I can't even see the scoreboards here, let alone the other venues. We are sort of tucked away in a office off the side of the green. Calling off the screen at the moment, so the same score that, or same vision that goes out to you is what we're calling the game from. We can see the bowlers through the windows, but not much availability. So Lorraine Alaban, backhand draw. So Rob Fisher and Jason Cheadle for Chris Smith. They're actually today at Club Marylands. They're up against Pugsley and Brown of Warilla. And tomorrow afternoon, again at Club Marylands, they're up against Jacob Mellum and Laws of Carlingford. Wednesday, they'll be at St John's Park playing Breakers, Central Coast team. Lorraine, big correction from a first bowl, right down to near the jack this time. Green is very slick. Do hope that everyone's enjoying being able to watch the bowls. Jan Rhodes, yes, we'd love to bring in the live scoring. We're just working on making sure it's all ready to go and making sure all the players, but with 14 greens in action today, tomorrow, it might be a little challenging to make sure we've got people on deck at each one. And Jason Pinnock, that's not very nice. Lee Stinson's not in hospital after yesterday's mauling, but his poor old Raiders, of course. Very big loss to the Sharks. No one likes a gloater, Jason. Back to the bowls. So Terry's opening bowls quite well past. Lorraine also. Austral really need to start to win a couple of ends here, not let this get any further out of hand. Coming up to the halfway point of this game. They're down by 8. And probably down 3 on this head. Plenty of room to draw. And just remember, you have an absolute glut of bowls coming up over the next 5 weeks. We have Champion of Champions 2 games a day from today onwards. Starting this afternoon, we have 8 more sessions to bring you over the next 4 days. We have Platinum Pennant coming to you over the weekend. And then we'll have the Women's State Carnival Finals next Thursday, Friday. More Platinum Pennant. Then we lead into the Champion of Champions Singles Monday to Thursday. Then the Platinum Pennant Final Series Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, 17th to 19th of May. A week after that, we start the Men's and Women's Pennant Finals. Division 1 will be streamed from Charlestown. And then another little festival of bowls with the Interzone Sides Championship. Going into early June. And then you get a little break. Just that thing called the Australian Open from about the long weekend for a couple of weeks. Then we'll have the state open state pennant finals, the end of June. Test series in July, August. So if you are watching on, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel or hit like and get notifications on Bowls New South Wales. When we go live, you'll know. And Langfield, good bowl out to the side. Needs Terry to capitalise on that. You can see from her reaction, not happy with that one. Chance for Warilla here, though. They can play backhand. Julia can get down to Leanne's bowl, turn it through, or just get a little tip on that jack. Move it 50, 60, 70 centimetres even. There's 4 Warilla bowls waiting there in the old Rhino trap shot. Just waiting for a little tickle of that jack back to them. The count here to Warilla would put them in a very commanding position. Doesn't want big weight, although can hit the shot bowl with whatever weight she wants as long as the jack's not disturbed as well. Don't know if she'll get back quite in time with this one. Just going to brush past. Leanne really needs to get another one in there just to take away any danger of dropping a big multiple again. Plenty of width. Well, Julia, if she can rip out that green bowl that is jack high, I think they've got the next, well, they've got the next 4, possibly 5 or 6. She wants it, and it's not coming back quickly enough. Nope. Well, Leanne needs to add one here. Oh, let's see what the Austral girls do with the mat. Warilla's had it back near the tee and rolled shorty-ish. So it's 1 to Austral. They moved off 7, which they've been on since N7. So 3 consecutive scores to Warilla before this one. And by my calculations, Warilla put on 10 shots in those ends. And 15-7, so yes, the scoreboard does match what we said. Somebody asking where Benny Two Shoes is. Well, Benny's off on a little holiday. He'll be back on deck for the champion singles in, 2 weeks from today. Rumours that we pitched in for a one-way ticket are completely false. We don't get paid enough to tip in for that. I think Benny's had this family holiday planned for quite some time. Just happened to be on our dates here. Well, that's pretty hard to get dates that aren't coinciding with some of our events. And it was a good start from Terry Chatki. Around Alaban. She's going to finish behind. She's just going to really run on now. A lot of finish on these bowls. Terry, good effort. Just took a little bit of weight off. One still counts at the moment. Lorraine Alaban, very good correction. Draws in for shot. In Langfield, backhand draw, just wants to get down and beat Lorraine Alaban's bowl. It's on a great path to do just that. Yeah, very well played, toucher and all. Good to see the Austral girls just starting to find their groove again. They just went astray for a few ends. Warilla took advantage, scored 10 unanswered shots. They're just 7 behind with 10 to go, so not too badly off at the moment. Would rather be in front, of course. But if they can win just a few ends in a row, give them a chance to fight their way back into contention. And good effort from Julia. Has turned that bowl to be jack high. Much easier to get to now. So Lorraine needs to draw down to it. Probably try and change this up. Get another one in there. She's well down again. Just going to slide underneath. Well, they've got the best at the back, so Julia can play with confidence. A couple of metres to that if she wants. Try and rip the shot bowl out or trail the jack back to her own. Danger playing any weight on this green is because it's running so quick. It's very easy to go wide, just like that. So we'll cross over for the leads to play their second set of bowls, the equivalent of the third in fours. Austral will want to get a second shot. Warilla, they just want to march on to a bigger lead. So Austral drawing. Warilla can afford the luxury of playing a little bit of weight to the bowl. Be very hard to get their own out and not stay. Terry looks to be fairly well pointed here. A little touch is not going to hurt. Well, that is a good bowl. And left just enough of a hole to get through. Sometimes you're better off being just that bit more than a bowl width off the jack for your second shot. But Julia's, well, she's ripped the shot bowl out. Sorry, Lorraine has ripped the shot bowl out. So it's just the one. Oh, no, it's two. Not one. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. The white bowl, jack high to the left. I think is one shot. I think the maroon at the front, just where our white bowl's coming to rest, is second. Going to have a look. Well, Julia says it's one down. She's suggesting to Lorraine to play down to that bowl. can be onto her own and get a result as well. Just going to crash into the short ones. I don't know if that's brought more into calculations. Lynn just wants to draw one in. Well, connection on her own. That's a very good result. Very good bowl. Made at least two, but given herself much better position. Julia Morgan playing through the short bowls. Got the edge of the Terry Chatki bowl. Slides past. So Lynn Langfield just wants to draw down to the shot bowl. Good line. Don't know about speed. Well, I think it's three. Couple of chances here with a bit of luck. Well, nearly got the slide. That'll be at least three to Austral. Yep, three it is. So 15-11 with 12 ends played. Austral with a mat, 4 shots behind. 9 ends remain. So if you have just joined us, we are playing the 21 end 2x2 by 2x2. Also known as Aussie walking pairs around the world. Dead ends are replayed. So if the jack is set in motion and goes out of bounds, goes over the face of the bank or rebounds to a distance of less than 18 metres from the mat line, the jack is not respotted, but the end is replayed. Of course, replayed in the same direction unless both skips agree to play in the opposite direction. We are watching Terry Chatki, Lynn Langfield, the Austral champions, taking on Lorraine Alaban and Julia Morgan, who won the Warilla women's pairs. This is the first round of sectional play. We do have 4 sessions in place where sectional play will be played. We have today one round, Monday afternoon. Tuesday morning and afternoon will be rounds 1 and 2, or 2 and 3, depending on your section. The sections that have a bye in the first knockout round, the 64 or 32 for the women, 64 for men, actually playing round 3 when they would have had the bye. So the majority of those are playing Tuesday morning, afternoon, Wednesday morning. We do have some that are playing Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, and then playing their round of 64 or 32 on Wednesday morning. So everybody plays Wednesday morning and afternoon. That is in the afternoon, of course, in the knockout rounds. There are a very limited number of sections playing this morning or this afternoon, and then one game tomorrow and Wednesday morning. And that was simply a matter of being able to fit everybody on the available rinks. We do have games here at Cabravale Diggers on 2 greens, at Cabramatta on 3, at Marylands on 4 greens, because we're using the 2 at Marylands and also the 2 at Marylands Child Club, Guildford, 3 at Mount Lewis and 3 at St John's Park. So I've been saying 14 greens is actually 15. I can't add up without taking my shoes off, obviously. Well, Terry Chatki, opening bowl, just a good metre and a half, 2 metres short. Got Lynn Langfield on the mat now, so only one on vision. Just might get our camera to pop down a little bit on angle to see if we've got anything hanging on the bank. Difficult camera position today. We are over the top of the scoreboard. And in the hedge, Julia Morgan draws shot. So it does look like we've only got the 2 bowls on the green at the moment. And Langfield being urged on by a partner. And I'll be close for a shot between her and Julia Morgan. Sometimes a little difficult to tell. Fairly well played from Julia, but I think she might have put a little weight on this one. She has. It's going to roll through, stay up. So, Leeds turn to see if they can improve on their opening efforts. It's been quite a pleasant day here at Cabravale Diggers. Apparently the temperature feels in the mid-20s. No rain today, 90% chance of 0 rain, around 35% humidity, and very light winds with up to a 13 kilometre an hour gust, but I can't see more than a tiny little bit of movement out of the trees around the greens. So very good conditions. The green that is pretty slick. Just testing out the players. Minute adjustment produces a big change in your weight, and that one is good enough for the shot. Well done, Terry Chatki. So Lorraine Alaban, backhand draw, wants to just get past that last white bowl. So for those wondering where Austral is, it's southwestern Sydney. It's one of those places, if you didn't really know where it was, you might miss it. It's basically parallel with Liverpool, further away from the coast. Suburbs around it are Preston's, Denham Court, Bringelly, Bradfield, Badgerys Creek, Kemps Creek and Green Valley. Keep going further out, a little bit more north, you're heading into Luddenham and Wallachia. Austral, a growth area. And right in the area where the Badgerys Creek Airport will make a big difference. And that toucher makes a big difference too. Drags it right across to their own bowls. Could be 3 there now, I think. The white one at the front may well even be in consideration. We're 12 ends into our 21, so 3 here would almost bring the score back to level. Did have it explained to me when I went to Austral several years ago that when you think you've gone to the wrong place, keep going because you're actually in the right spot. It was quite a bit of green around Austral and a little feather for Julia Morgan. Carries it through. Well, that's a big save. Gone from 3 to 4 down to just the 1 down. But for the Austral ladies, a couple of 1s. Going to be good settler. They wouldn't mind scoring 4 or 5 1s in a row. That'll get them in front. We are at Cabravale Diggers. Cabravale, quite a big club. And it's just up from the Cabramatta CBD. 2 very good greens here. Cabramatta Bowling Club on the opposite side of the train line from here. Only, as the crow flies, very little distance. We're about half an hour from Austral, about 16.5 kilometres. But we're a whole 1.6 kilometres by road from Cabramatta Bowling Club. About 1.5 kilometres. About 10 minutes or so from Cabramatta to St John's Park, Cabravale to St John's Park. 1 to Austral. You're going to keep the fight back coming. 12 ends gone. 13 ends gone. 12, 15. So after falling behind by dropping 3 ends in a row to concede 10 shots, the Austral girls have now won 3 in a row to pick up 5 to cut that margin back to 3. Great fight back. Still plenty of ends remaining. 13 ends down, so we have 8 more remaining. We're not quite 2/3 of the way through the match. Just waved a club. Oh, club might have made here. Brad Whitford. Hello, Brad. You want to jump on commentary for 5 minutes? Oh, and we've just had a little fritz on our camera. We're going to have to try and reset that. So the players just checking it out. Well, those at Siddo's know Brad. Some even think he plays a good bowl every now and then. But the headphones are a little bit past him for technology.
Hello, Andrew.
Hello, yeah, watching and supporting some of your old club mates out here.
True to that.
The ladies, of course, from Siddo's playing up there, and Lee's already had a go and said he thought their uniforms were much more subtle and sophisticated than ours. Well, more having a go at me than anything.
I do agree.
But, Green's running very well here at Cabravale Diggers. Not too bad of a shot up from the Illawarra.
Yeah, traffic was good.
Yep, and we've just got to keep losing our camera one for some reason. But, we're watching Austral and Warilla. I can tell you traffic was diabolical yesterday afternoon.
Yes.
It came up to set up.
End of school holidays as well.
Yes. Reconnect. Disconnect, reconnect. None. Okay, none. Then go back to it. There we go. We got our feedback. Got the special trainee here with Benny Two Shoes on holidays.
Yeah, the green's certainly got some speed to it.
Okay, Brad, you better tell everyone who you are. Brad Whitford.
Yep, from Dapto Sits. So, lucky enough to win, the pairs this year with Robbie O'Rourke. So, up here representing Sits, and we're at Guildford tomorrow and Cabramatta the next day. So, see how we go.
Looking forward to getting you on the final here on Friday afternoon.
Oh, fingers crossed.
So, pretty big opportunity to get in and have a crack at some of the players.
Yep.
We'll see who you got in your section, do you know?
Mason Lewis. We've got the Engadine boys. I think maybe Maitland.
Okay, so you've got tomorrow morning. You're up against Lithgow and Pixie
Yeah.
from Tuncurry Beach,
Tuncurry, yeah.
and then the Engadine boys. So you'll need to be on your game. The Lithgow boys are no slouches. Daniel Jessup and Craig Donaldson. Craig won a state triples.
Yeah. He's
Handy bowler.
very handy.
And then, of course, Jaffa, Craig Roberts, Chris Roberts,
Yeah.
and Mason Lewis. Craig, of course, former Sidos member as well. Now plays in the Platinum Pennants with Warilla. Has been there for a few years.
Mason, his rink's going real well when it comes to the Platinum League.
He's handy.
Yeah.
The Cougars, though, they've slipped down the ladder a little bit. Just a reminder, you can catch more Platinum Pennant action this weekend. Check the BowlsNSW.com.au, click on events, or point your mouse at events, and then click on Platinum Pennant. You'll get the full schedule draw, links to the table. Even see the player rankings on that table. The Albatross says good luck to you and Robbie. Go, Brad.
Oh, yeah. Nick King, down the coast. Ulladulla and Lake Conjola way.
The Albatross, he's very tired from the big load he had to carry yesterday.
Oh. Yes, wasn't a good day at the office for the Sidos teams, but good to get a second bite of the cherry next weekend and hopefully fix up what went wrong yesterday.
Oh, we just need to get a few more close. But in Pennants, I agree when it's the highlight of the season for most people, because it's good to get out as a squad of 12 and just get out and enjoy and fight together to try and get there, even when things don't quite go right.
Yep.
I might have to change a cable between now and tomorrow, which is unfortunately that number one just keeps disappearing on us. Either that or there's just a loose thing in the computer, because that came straight back.
It's like
So-
NASA in here, you've got all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, so it's a decent conversion there. The Austral girls now holding 2. Fighting back to almost get back to level. That Jack just in. Yeah, plenty of knobs and tiles and bits and pieces. That just basically don't touch most of them. Nice little screen to watch things on.
Yep.
So we haven't been giving rink scores from anyone else, but are Chrissy and Deb going all right, just in case Rhino's watching?
They were down 8-2 and struggling a little bit early, but then last time I checked they were up by 6. So good comeback.
And for anyone who's a fan of Cara and Ballina, the scoreboard next door said Ballina up 11-8. The ladies probably do need to update their board, but the skips are doing it every end or so. And we do know ladies are standing in front of the camera. There's not much we can do about that, short of racing out and yelling at them, which we're not going to do. We might just switch our centre camera over to look at the head instead of the player delivering, just to try and catch that head a little more. The jack is off centre. These ladies are playing a state event. They're not going to realise that the camera's pointing sideways there. So we can see that now. Still 2 to Austral, maybe even 3 with that front green one on that angle.
In the area.
But Julia Morgan says, "No, you're not holding 2 anymore. I'm going to draw 1."
Great shot.
One thing the effect of Platinum's had on the Illawarra pennants is that all the Warilla sides have been pushed up a grade. So re-injected a great deal of interest into the Grade 1 pennants in our area.
It has.
Oh, great effort from Lynn Langfield. She could have sat that bowl and made a few. Unfortunately for the Sidos, we finished 1 spot outside the finals.
Yes, it was
Came down to the last end.
Yeah, Albion Park got the job done against us by a shot, which if we'd won that, would have qualified second, but pushed us all the way down to fifth and out the door.
So Warilla just gets one more. Big club, this one, Cabravale.
Oh, unbelievable.
Apparently there's some very nice food inside. I don't know, I haven't had a chance to sample that.
Yes, the beers are cold, so sample a few of those and onto maybe some food later on.
So you'll have one over me. I've never actually played at Guildford. I'm told the greens are pretty good.
Yeah.
The Maryland's greens look very good. Then, of course, they're the same staff that look after both. I do know the greens at Cabramatta are tip-top class. Benny Moorthorpe does a great job there. Mount Lewis had good greens for quite some time. They'll be reasonably sharp over there as well, if history is a good judge. Saints greens are pretty slick as well, I think. And I think that's covered everybody. 15 greens in action.
Yeah, wow.
Certainly is a treat to watch bowls swinging so much, but players probably would appreciate a little bit slower. So is someone Robbie out there waiting for you to shout?
Yeah.
So maybe now I've taken enough of your time, but you're welcome to stay as long as you want.
That's all right.
You can go back and tell everyone you've done the commentary.
I'll start at the end of this end and Robbie will be looking for me for sure.
He'll go out and he'll say he's not a camel.
Yeah.
Good bowl from Lorraine. It's one of those sort of greens where you just need to adjust your thinking on what's a good bowl and what's not. Anything within the yardstick at the moment is proving to be a very good bowl.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think anything within the postcode's a good bowl. Good answer from Terry.
Yeah, great reply.
Having a decent battle anyway, that's the good thing. Don't forget, if you are watching on Facebook or even on our YouTube, on Facebook you can like and share. You can also choose to get notifications about when we go live. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel. You get a little ding when we go live. You won't miss any of the action, and there's plenty of that coming up over the next 5 weeks or so, with 4 days more coming to you from Champ Pairs. We'll have the Women's State Carnival Finals next week, Champ Singles following that, Men's and Women's Division 1 Pennant Finals leading into Interzone. So a big few weeks coming up.
Bowls galore.
Can't quite see the Pottsville score. Not sure I can't even see Chris Layfeld. I'll look for someone hobbling up and down the green, the poor old fella. No, can't even see them. It is rather difficult to see any scoreboards from our position here. Brad will attest to that.
Yeah.
And we're looking out into the sun as well. We will be looking to get you live scores from all games later in the week, but with 15 greens in operation, and that means up to 105 rinks in action at one time. Logistical nightmare. And would take too long to go through the scores anyway. But once we collapse down just to the one venue, we've got 16 rinks, 12 rinks in action Thursday morning. We'll be looking to get all 12 of those scrolling through. Well, Julia Morgan has been the pick of the players on the rink so far, just ahead of the others. But she's just produced some of those draw shots, and that's the reason Warilla's leading 16-12. She's just been able to get that little bit of difference. Who's got the best uniform out there so far, Brad?
Ooh. The old Culburra one's pretty unique.
Yeah, that's the sort of yellow and...
Yeah, it's just very different.
I don't even know what colour it is. It's a sort of a green.
Yeah, it's like a aqua and yellow with a sort of a light and bolt through it. Looks good.
There's some wacky ones out there, some good ones,
Yeah.
some very colourful. Some nice reds and blues, a few still with a bit of white on them.
Good turnout, cracking day.
Beautiful day. Hopefully we'll see some more good bowls this afternoon. We've got a third of our game, well, 2/3 of our game gone. We're in the 15th end. 21 to play. Dead ends are replayed. 2 games of 21 tomorrow. You'll work up an appetite.
Certainly. Keep well hydrated, mate.
Might even have a lemonade or two at the end of the day.
Oh, I'd say so.
Oh, I don't think she likes that one. She knows she's quick. Very easy just to push the bowl and forget about it. Do you think it's just the one to Warilla at the moment? I think the white Terry Chatki bowl just shaves the second one. Unfortunately,
It's a good arc here. Ooh.
just gone past. We got the view of the head there. When Langfield's just forgotten to go to the side. It's done that now. We normally do ask our players to make sure they stand out near the next centre line. Well, that was a great effort, and I think she stood the bowl up, but not enough. Do you think that's still one to Warilla? So that shot still there for Lorraine Langfield, whereas Julia Morgan will need to play her forehand. There's an opportunity there for the Warilla team, though. That one white bowl's very lonely there.
Yeah, she gets the jack as well.
She can draw for a toucher and trail it across for 5, or get a nice big chunk of the white bowl, give it 2 or 3 rolls back and still be 4, maybe 5 as well. Play with confidence on the draw. I'd play for the trail because I know it'd be heavy and probably get the bowl.
Yeah.
Not what I was actually after. Try for luck.
It's taken plenty of paddock.
She's got the weight to sit it, but the grass to draw it. Does give herself 2 bowls in the catching behind. Would you be tempted to go a bit quicker? Backhand at that one, maybe?
I would, because it is past jack, so there's not much danger.
Short bowl's not really in the way, but might feel like it is.
Just a dead draw here. If you get the jack, it's a bonus.
Yeah, the white bowl's still worth some, but looks like she's just trying to draw it. Doesn't want to get the back of it. No, it's going to roll through. Well, even with that weight, if she'd been right on to the bowl right in the middle, would have had a chance to make a few.
Yep.
It's just not going to come back quickly enough. do think it's one to Warilla, but we might have to get the lie detector out. Oh, we're going to take one without a tape. And here's where the miracle of the camera sometimes comes in, that you can't actually tell off the angle and the camera's on. Yes, we'd love to have the overhead shot, get the drone going. But don't have the CASA certification. So we'll add an end. 15 gone. Thanks for joining us for a little while, Brad. Good luck to tomorrow. Go out and enjoy the facilities here at Cabra Vale Diggers, and watch on to see how Chrissy Ellum and Deb Kelly get on.
Yep.
The Siddo's team.
They're going real well. So we're here to support them, and it's been a great turnout from a lot of.
I think I can see Robbie looking around saying, "Where is that fellow with my beverage?
Yeah, so
he's waiting for his fire engine, or is it a Shirley Temple?"
I'd be in trouble. So thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Brad.
Good on you, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Well done.
Yeah.
So we do love getting guest commentators in for a little while. Brad, actually, very humble sort of guy. He's in our number one squad. Played very well. He's won a few championships lately. Came across from the Dapto Club. It's a good start from Lorraine Alaban. Camera one. Frozen. Oh, no worries. Just conferring with our new trainee director. And we just need to send a message out to the person standing in front of the camera to get out of the damn way. Has moved along slightly. Well, it was a good start from Terry Chatki, just in behind the jack. Lorraine Alaban, a little bit quick. Terry looking to lose half a metre or so. Has gone through. Lorraine's opening bowl passed it, or one of Lorraine's opening bowls passed. Crossover for the skippers to play their first bowls of the 16th end. Warilla leading 17-12. Lorraine Alaban, Julia Morgan over Terry Chatki and Lynn Langfield of Austral. For those who may have just joined us, we're coming to you live from Cabra Vale Diggers Bowling Club with the 23-24 New South Wales Champion of Club Champions pairs. We have the women's section 19 currently underway in round one. Sectional play will continue 2 games tomorrow. We have more sectional play to be completed on Wednesday morning, plus we start the knockout for some. We'll keep then knocking people out until we get to Friday. Friday morning will be the final of the women's pairs, and Friday afternoon the men's pairs. We'll be bringing you both of those finals. We have 15 greens in operation here at Cabra Vale Diggers, being our main host club for this year. And fantastic bowl from Lynn Langfield. Our secondary clubs, our co-hosts, Cabramatta, Marylands, Mount Lewis and St John's Park. And we're also using the greens at Guildford, which is owned and operated by Marylands, Club Marylands. So we will be bringing you live scores after Wednesday. So Thursday and Friday we'll be looking to get you live scores from all the games. But with up to 105 rinks in operation in any one round over the next day and a half, we'll not bring you them then. You can get final scores after each round using results.bowlslink.com.au. Click on Bowls New South Wales. That'll open up our active events at the moment and champions amongst those. You can also get them through the Bowls Now app on your mobile device, available through both Google Play and Apple iStore. Published by Bowls Australia. Tap results on the bottom there. Again, select Bowls New South Wales. Add us to your favourites. Or if you don't really want to navigate, go to BowlsNSW.com.au, point your mouse at events from the drop down, click on Bowls Link Results. That'll take you to our page on Bowls Link Results portal. If you're not really sure where your team's playing, get your event up. Say, for example, the Women's Champion of Champion Pairs, click on that. Among the buttons at the top is an entries option. If you press Control and F at the same time on your keyboard, you can then search. It will bring up the search bar, type in, for example, Warilla. And if you're in that one, it'll bring you down to show you Lorraine Alaban, Julia Morgan. Click on their name. It'll show you their 3 games, when and where they play. It'll have their section number on it as well. Once you've got that, click on Matches again at the top or back. And then you can click the section. It'll show you everybody there. You can also click on Ladder, and you'll get the ladder from each section. Plenty of information there. Oh, it is 1 to Austral here. Decent bowl coming in from Terry Chatki. Just went past. Now Lorraine Alaban just looking to draw. Just going to run a little bit past the head. So Terry, a metre or so off her previous. If you've been enjoying the action of the Platinum League, Platinum Pennant, how are you going in your tipping comp? Associated with the Platinum Pennant this year is the P&O Cruises Platinum Pennant Tipping Comp. And we can see on the leaderboard, Mick W. Well, he's been on the top for a while. He's on there in 44, 2 clear. A few others have managed to push their way up there. I think I've plummeted in the tipping comp. Down to number 62. Bit of a horror Saturday for me. I only got 2 right. But important thing for me is that I'm above Lee Stinson, who's number 193, so he's 131 places behind me. That's the big thing in the office. We're trying to see who can finish on the top. 759 people in that Platinum Pennant tipping comp. Apples, no, I'm sorry, I can't see any other scoreboards. Flat out seeing our one on the screen. You can see it's 17-12 just then. The only other one I've seen is the one on the adjacent rink where it's sort of tucked into the old Bowls office here at Carrawale Diggers. I think horrible people looking for updates on their people as well. Unfortunately, can't see theirs. But it's currently at least one to Austral. I think it is just the one. I think Julia Morgan's bowl behind the green bowl on the centre line might be second, but they'll have a look. They've agreed on the first one. It is two. Then Langfield got that in earlier. Just checking to see whether she managed to add a third with... And they're going to check which one of the Warilla bowls is closest. I thought it was the green one at the back, but our lie detector tells everything. Well, that one is the closer. Is it closer than that green one? The answer is you. Almost. Gonna do it much. We'll probably need to go back to the other bowl now just to check. May need the services of the umpire. Two. No, they are calling for the umpire. So we have two and an umpire's measure. And they are doing the right thing and kicking out all the other bowls. Umpire getting out the trusty orbital measure. So if anyone's watching on from Victoria and goes, what's this contraption? The orbital measure is a telescopic measure mounted on a base. 3 screws that just locate that against the jack. Telescope extends out. Very accurate measure. Seemed extremely good for 2 and 3 bowl measures as well. Can measure one and go around. Good practice though. You will go back and double check the measure, and it is 2. So that's 16 ends completed, 2 to Austral, 3 shots the difference, 5 ends to play. We're hoping we can get a couple of special guest commentators in tomorrow afternoon. Jen Delves and Tash Van Eldick. Might be able to get those in. 2 of the absolute legends, and Jen, one of the most popular guest commentators we've ever had in. Austral. Just thrown longer than the Warilla girls were this time. Matt's back a metre and a half off the tee. That one's about 3.5 metres up. It's a good medium length. Terry's got this one away pretty well. Just going to be a little on the speedy side. Finishes in behind. The rain looks to have good width on this. Just wants that to run in, but she's not quite sent that one. It's not really in the draw, but we may see Terry want to play the other side of the green, even though it would have a clear path. Sometimes that bowl in the eye is just enough to upset the draw. So nowhere near enough grass on that one, though. Has just pulled that one across. Takes a lot of width. Lorraine will also switch over to the forehand. And I think she's a little on the narrow and shorter side as well. Gremlin's in the camera. Just decided to reset to its default position. Done it again. No, done it on the Facebook page. I do have two screens in front of me. One's running the Facebook feed, which is around about 10 seconds behind. Our Facebook feed will be anything from 10 to 20 seconds behind the live feed. So I have the computer in front of me to do a few things with the Facebook feed open to keep an eye on your comments and the commentator screen behind me. So anything I say, I get to see twice. You've got to remember to call it off the big screen, not the little one, which is what I tell Penny all the time. But well pointed here from Lynn Langfield. That one will be the shot. Ever so slightly under, but a good bowl on this green. And Lorraine Alaban's second bowl finished up okay. I did say that Julia Morgan had been playing probably the best on the green of the players, but only just. It's up to her to now to show that. And all down to speed here. She's just going to roll through a little bit. Hello, Steve, watching on from McLean. That's where our favourite BA employee, Triple M, is from. And if Jason's watching on, how are you? He got dubbed the male model from McLean. So that nickname of Triple M has stuck. It's got a quizzical look from our trainee director. She puts headphones on. She'll see what I was doing with the Triple M and pressing the button. Triple M. Julia Morgan did show that she has been playing just the best of bowls. She's just got the better of the weight and grass combination on average. She's probably played just a few more really good bowls than the others. That one, very, very good. Warilla, 3 shots in front, 5 to play. There's still plenty of opportunity for Austral here to grab a couple, 2 or 3 even, and even up the scores. Really make a fist of this game. Can just see the shadows starting to lengthen out here at 3:30 in the afternoon. Sun still up for quite some time. We've got 2 more hours of daylight at least. If you are playing tomorrow, a reminder that we intend to get you underway as close to 8:30 as possible. If you be at your host venue in time to be out on the greens at 8:30. We may call the cards around 1:15 as much as possible, and that is all designed to make sure that you get to finish in the daylight. With daylight saving finished, we've got to get through 2 21-end games, and the greens are running pretty well, as you would witness here, so be at your venue nice and early. Most of them have got a coffee shop. You can get a heart starter when you get there. But we do want you guys to enjoy the best of the conditions, and glorious of a morning, and this time of the afternoon, fantastic. Get as much finished while it's still light as possible. We do have great lights here at Cabra Vale. We have some lit greens at Cabramatta. We have lit greens at Mount Lewis and St John's. Not sure that Guildford's are lit. Maryland's certainly lit, at least on one that I know of. And the Caravans also just edging out, loving to see the scoreboard in the background of our shots there. I think they're just behind the Ballina pair. Fans of the entrance will also be watching on Hayley McDonald on the next rink. Did start bowling at the entrance as a teenager. And Lee Stinson tells me lady skipping for Ballina, name escapes me just at the moment, also started her career at Cowra. So we're looking to Austral now. They can make a conversion here. Oh, she's got her own. She wanted Julia Morgan's bowl flush. She turned one of her own out. One less catcher. Julia will want to add another in just to take away a bit of danger here. Still a chance for Cara, though, to reach to Julia's bowl, get it pretty much full on, roll it back a little bit, and even a little tiny touch on the jack, chance to make three. I think they've got second, don't know about third. Vicky Turner says, how do you find out how your tipping is going in the comp? Every week I get an email that tells me to put my tips in. I click on the tipping link and click on leaderboard. And, well, she's got that bowl flush. What a bowl. This is it in replay. Pushes it through. Stays. Great bowl. Media one. The bin down the bottom. Yep. Hit that little nut across to the right a little bit as an arrow. Hit that. Yep. So just talking to our trainee director. So hit the little shot export button. That one can now go onto our hot shot file. It may well be on our little reels that we put onto Facebook and our socials, such as the one we put up of Lee Stinson playing a shot. I reckon it was the commentary that's got plenty of likes on that one, but we've had plenty of replays on Lee playing an absolute howler in the Platinum Pennant against Carlingford. I don't know whether it's people can't believe Lee played a bowl that good, or whether it's the just sparkling commentary in the background. Hey, we've got to do something to keep ourselves amused occasionally. We do have a great time enjoying the bowls, and we do try to have a little bit of frivolity just to keep things interesting. It was a 1, I believe, to the Eagles. Austral takes them up to 15-17. After 17 ends, 4 ends to go. 21 ends for all sectional matches in our champion club champion pairs. And knockout, slightly different story. Oh, thank you, Ian Lean. Maybe we should have Leanie in the commentary again. He loves getting in and talking. long as we don't mention certain skills of the game. Well, it's looked to be a decent start from Terry, but it's just gone a little bit through. Lorraine, very good line. Probably a metre and a half past. Very easy to do on the slicker greens, and they'd be just getting to probably the peak speed about now. Warmth of the afternoon. Imagine it'll start to cool down a little bit from now on as the sun starts to go just a bit below the peak. Although, according to the Bureau of Meteorology, it currently feels like 25.4 degrees in Parramatta, which is just up the road. Maybe I should put in Cabramatta. Well, Cabramatta feels like 25.2 and it is 27. According to our boffins at the Bureau of Meteorology. Lorraine drops her second ones just a little bit short. So it is 1 to Terry as they cross over for the skips to play their first bowl of end 18, or end 18th end. Our scoreboard is showing the number of ends completed. Scoreboard in the background, of course, has not been updated. The leads, skips are updating that as they've got the scorecards. The leads are concentrating on playing their bowls. And Lorraine Langfield, that bowl has just hooted straight across, scooted, one of the two. Julia Morgan. I'm not sure she's got quite enough width on this delivery either. It will swing and swing hard now. That one's going to go right across as well. Belmont and Curry on the rink behind the live stream. The scoreboard's behind a wall, unfortunately. Well, Lorraine Langfield has made a big correction on her grass. But just going to scoot through. That will be the second shot, though. Julia just needs this to run all the way down to the jack. May just cross it over a little bit. Shadow went across the jack. Didn't quite touch it, but it is nevertheless the shot bowl. Very well played. So we're halfway through end 18. Austral trailing by just the 2 shots. We'll be keen to try the connect. So we're trying to work out what the gremlin is that stops this number one camera. Just seems to freeze on the image every now and then. Let's come back. So I don't know whether it's a glitch in our software. I think the connection to the camera is actually okay. Austral trying to give their United agents a big plug by sticking the logo right in the middle. That's a fantastic effort from Terry Chatki. Has run into the shot bowl. Don't know if she's managed to sneak the shot out of that though. Lorraine Alaban, a little bit of a tight line here. Doesn't want her own. Contact on the jack. Has spat it out to the side, and there'll be at least one down. A little unlucky with that result in one way, but was tight and heavy. Didn't really need to be attacking there, or holding. Nice draw for Terry, just under the head. Their bowl's at jack high, so wants to get underneath Julia Morgan's bowl to the side. Got a little flick and run. Has gone right across. And, well, may well have trailed that jack out of bounds. Well, they're playing it, so Lorraine Alaban, she's quick. That'll be, well, it'll stop, but the sand stops them every time. Oh, I'm not sure. I think from our camera angle, it certainly looks like Lorraine Alaban's bowl nearest the ditch would be the shot. Plenty of room for Austral to add to this. So whether Julia Morgan will be looking to play forehand and try and grab the bowl, or just grab the jack back to her own. I'm not sure that's the shot to play. But whatever draw she does, she's got to play slightly narrow on the forehand if she thinks she can get back, or make sure she's not too narrow on the backhand to go out of bounds. So Lynn Langfield's the same idea, wants to just get down to that shot bowl, make sure you're giving it plenty of grass. It'd be tragic to trail it out of bounds. Does not want to touch. It's shaved underneath. Good miss. Yeah, our players not realising that the camera points across there, so we will forgive them for that. We do go to our side-on view. That one's coming in. She can set that one in. Oh. Not sure that one counts or not. Julia Morgan will deliver. See it come into shot. It looks tight to me, but she might sit the shot bowl. She's got Lorraine's interest. Oh, well, she's touched the shot bowl and run out of bounds. One shot. I think that'll be two. It is. Now we'll have a look at daylight for the second and third, fourth. It's going to need a long tape for this one. That jack out near the boundary line just made it very difficult. Players would have had to go right out to the side ditch coming down on the forehand side for the right-hander and risked what happened to Julia Morgan there, sliding out of bounds, playing tighter on that backhand side. So measure to that one, and that, well, it's going to be well in. That one's the third. I'll have a look at the green one now, and it's out. So 3 shots to the Austral Eagles team. Guess what? We got new leaders. 18 ends down. It's 18-17. My scoreboard says ends left 3. 3 shots. Let's try that again. 3 ends remaining. And 1 shot. Austral Eagles lead. Our P&O Cruises Platinum Pennant Tipping Competition. Our number 1 tipster is Mick W on 44 tipped with a margin of 102. So each round our feature match, you're asked to tip the margin. I can see a 73 in there. That's the number of difference between your tip and the actual margin. I think 73 might be the pick of it. Well, a great start from Terry. Now they're in front. They just want to get a score on each end. $63 is the minimum difference between the margin tipped and the margin gained. Brad Lamont in 81st. Yeah, Platinum Pennant Tipping Comp for P&O Cruises. Well, Lorraine Alaban has an absolute belter, wanting to get shot. Second one, well, maybe should have been up a little bit more, but we'll forgive her this time. 1 shot the difference. Lorraine Alaban's bowl will be very difficult to beat. One short, 1 long, 1 on the ditch for Terry Chatki. Austral here. Got to balance the need to get shot against the need to make sure that they build it head that's not going to drop too many. It's going to be a great result. She's rolled her own bowl up to behind the jack. That's 2 good second shots now. Very good result. Gave herself a chance with that one. Had a chance to disturb the shot bowl, but more importantly, any contact means she hung around and got 2 excellent position bowls out of it. So just a reminder, we will have all scores from today's action added to the BowlsLink results portal after play, each venue updating after the matches are finished. Those results will go in very soon after games. We won't have any progress scores from matches till Thursday, with up to 105 rinks in play at any one time. just not practical and not possible for us to update all of those rinks. And if we're not going to do some and not others. So we'll concentrate on our feature match, and we'll leave results to after each round. Julia Morgan, very well pointed with this one too. Wants to sit inside the white one to count and cover, and absolutely terrific bowl, that one. Not certain it counts as a second shot, but it is a brilliant position bowl, because if that shot bowl is now laid over, the jack is squirting back that way. If you have just joined us, you are watching the 23-24 New South Wales Champion of Club Champions pairs. We've got the women's section 19 action, 21 ends to be played, 2x2 by 2x2 pairs. Dead ends are replayed, no respot in place. We have matches across a number of venues. Our headquarters, Cabravale Diggers. We're also playing at Cabramatta, Maryland's Mount Lewis, St John's Park. And the greens of Guildford, owned and operated by by Marylands, are also being used today. Teams from all over New South Wales have come down to stake a claim to become the New South Wales Champion of Champions winner in the pairs. Just like Austral and Warilla. Austral's women's champions, Terry Chatki, Lynn Langfield, and they're taking on the Warilla pairing of Lorraine Alaban and Julia Morgan. Warilla holding 2. Terry Chatki wants to get down to the shot bowl. Little disturbance. Wants to get enough on that to push the jack past the green bowl of Julia Morgan. Just like that. And I think that will be one shot to Austral as the head stands. The white bowl on the centre line, just closer than the other two. So Lorraine Alaban, nice draw. She got a grass pretty much right on that hand. Still can draw back to the centre line and count here. Gets the jack, she's good. Well, she's got the jack but sliced it across. And the light green bowl is that of Lynn Langfield. So it is still 1-2 Austral. Jack's been pushed right back towards the ditch. It's probably 1 metre off. And camera at this end's just that harder to get positioned. It's in the bush behind the scoreboard. We've got a pretty good shot. See from side on, no bowls straight behind. Bowls about to be delivered. Shadows starting to lengthen up. We're getting towards what photographers call golden hour. Just that last hour or so as the sun slides down, you often get a golden hue in any photography from the oblique angle of the sun. Fairly special lighting effect for photography. Just a big shadow for us watching on video. So just going to run through from Langfield into the ditch. So Julie Morgan looking to draw one close. She does have second shot. Just watching the next head, taking her time. There is somebody walking up the boundary line there, so just waiting for that to clear. So she will have to go out right out near the centre line of the adjacent rink, and they are crossing over. So she's just waiting on that. See Lee Stinson in the background. Looks like he's got a scorecard in his hand. Might be one or two teams getting towards the end of their games. Julie's still waiting. She might be wanting the adjacent rink to be finished. Well, just a little hold up while play on the adjacent rink is obstructing the line because we're out near the boundary peg. Julie's moved up to the mat, lining up. So our Platinum Pennant, we're up to round 10 on Saturday, 4th of May. This week's feature match, our live stream game from 2 o'clock, Mount Lewis and Wenty Leagues. Belrose host Raymond Terrace at 12:30pm. Carlingford host the Saints at 2:30. Maryland's host Warilla at 4. And two matches to start at 5. Tarrant Point, East Maitland, Cabramatta and Engadine. Whereas on Sunday, all matches to start at 10am. The final round, last chance to get into the final series. The Jets, Raymond Terrace host the Lions. Mount Lewis, Tarrant Point host Warilla. St John's Park versus East Maitland will be our live feature game, the last of the sectional games. Belrose host Carlingford. Wenty Leagues host Engadine and Maryland's host Cabramatta. That's the action in the Platinum Pennant next weekend. Just waiting, Julie Morgan, just waiting to have a clear path. So results should start populating into the system, and I see we have section 10 at Mount Lewis. We have a result in already. Wenty Leagues had a win over Maclean, 30 shots to 9. . Corrimal here at Cabravale has had a victory over Birrong, 20-15. At Club Maryland's Grafton District Services had a win over Edgeworth, 24-18. Just checking. Oh, we do have a result in Section 4. Linfield Rollers, a massive win over Colborough. Those results starting to come in Section 9. Mother and daughter combination, Zoe and Shirley Stewart. They had a win over North Epping. West Hamworth over North Epping, 25-21. In Section 16 at Cabramatta, good solid first round win for the host club. They've drawn their own club. Jamie Lee Worsnop and Ellen Fife. Cabramatta, they had a big win over Sylvania. So those results are starting to filter in. And Julia Morgan missed with her bowl anyway. Probably did get second. So a chance here. Oh, she sits on her own. It's brilliant. Yep, that'll be good enough to get a second shot. So we may have one bowl left to play. Julia Morgan, 2 down. Very important here. They could be trailing by 3 with only one end left to play. Should they miss this, or 2 ends left to play. This is number 19 going on. Needs to just hold on, but it's not going to. It's going to turn away 2 to Cabravale. So they go to a 3-shot lead with 2 ends to play. Well, Warilla had a big lead early on. They've been erased. 2 left to play. It's 18. Hasn't updated yet. It will in just a moment. It's 20-17 after 19 ends. Terry Chatki. Roll of the jack. It looks like it's going to be a long end. And long it is. Maybe we do need to paint the big red line down the centre line, or install the buzzers into the pockets of the players. Remote controlled shock devices. Every time they go on the centre line, we press it and they jump. Opening bowl plops into the ditch. Well, it's up to Lorraine Alaban to really take advantage now. She's coming in. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Julia's moved off the centre line. Don't know, this one's got quite the width required. She can grab the jack on the way through, it'll be good. She's just going to go underneath, and that one will plop into the ditch as well. So 2 bowls in the ditch with her opening 2 bowls. Defending a lead of 3 with 2 ends to go. Not exactly the start you'd be after. maybe just got a little bit of adrenaline, looked at the scoreboard and think, I'm playing in a state event, I could win my first game. Just give it a little bit of a push too much. And Lorraine Alaban, well, she's holding 2. Might be almost happy with those, but would have loved to have nailed the jack. They want to pick up as many as possible this end, even 3 to go even with 1 to play. Don't want to leave yourself too much task on the last one. Oh, Phil Mains, these are the people that won the club pairs. Occasionally someone does come from left field to win them, but whoever draws rink 8 in the opening stages will definitely be on the live stream. And after that, we've sort of balanced it so the same sections don't end up again until deep into the contest. But we're just taking whoever we get on the stream. That's a good effort from Lynn Langfield. Draws shot. Was 2 down. Julia wants to get down to the jack. She thinks she's under the line just a little bit and is going to fade away and then takes off at the end, really hooks. So the Warilla fans cheering on, hoping that their team can grab these final 2 ends and score, well, 4. And be happy with a 1-shot victory. And Langfield, not a bad correction. May just hang on to be a second shot. Still room for Julia Morgan to draw in for Warilla. That looks to be better line. Start to really hook about now. Down to a speed. Oh, wants a little touch. Well, wanted more than a feather. Wanted a big solid clout on that bowl. Just got the feather and ran through. Still probably 2 to Austral. Austral might want to play the forehand to draw down. There's 3 Warilla bowls to the left of screen. And even though it would be a very brave call to try and trail that jack back to those, it certainly could happen with a draw shot that's just a bit narrow. Trail the jack a metre or so to make 4. So Austral, forehand draw, and that's exactly what they're going to play. Do remind you they cannot hear us. They're about 15 metres away through a closed door. Wants to get back to the Warilla bowls or draw a shot, not present an opportunity to play that trail. Has gone through quite nicely. That will count, I think. Oh, yeah, I think it does. So Lorraine Alaban, backhand. You can see Julia Morgan pointing outwards, thinks she's tight. And that's another one in that catching paddock. And that's exactly what Lynn Langfield says, cover those up. Wants it to swing. Just going to go around the outside. Not too bad at home, though. Best back, covers it. A big trail. I don't think Warilla can play for the trail here, though. That bare jack, just too small a target. Need to play the backhand, though. Chance to come down and trail if you happen to, but you're trying to draw to the jack. maybe sit those. Well, she's got a toucher and gone through to her own. Well, very, very close. That's why you're not trying to draw the toucher. She got the faintest little nick on that jack. Ran through, still 2 or 3 down. The 3 here would be pretty much tragedy for Warilla. Had to put them to a 6-shot deficit playing the last end. And there hasn't been a 6 at all in this game so far. So to have to score one on the last end just to tie it up, very slim chance. And to get 6 inside your nearest, well, this is the sort of green that's a possibility, but you'd have to nail it straight up. Under the line, under the weight. She wanted to draw to cover and count inside those bowls out to, well, the right of this screen, the left as you look at it now. Julia Morgan, 2 shots left. 2 bullets in the gun. Needs one of these to hit. Gone out nice and wide. Speed looks good. Oh, yeah. That one's shot. Very well bowled. Great bowl. That one's worth a replay and an export. Right down to the jack there. And Lynn Langfield, well, she almost grabbed the jack as well. So Julia Morgan, last bowl of the head, really does want to add another one here, go in by just 1 down, knowing that a 1 to tie this up may well be good enough to give you the section at the end of the day or the end of the 2 days. But wants to draw another just to give themselves a chance. Just put a little bit too much speed on that. So 1 to Warilla. We'll go into the last end. 2 the difference. So last end, 2 shots the difference. Can Austral hang on? They've got last bowl is one big advantage from losing the last end. But chance for Warilla. They really want to nail these first few bowls, hold those shots early and pile the pressure on. So short-ish length, so more towards the medium. Matt's right back. Jack's been rolled to the short end of the chalk line, even just short of that. First bowl, just about critical here, I think. Wants to drop this right next to the jack. It's pretty well pointed. Lorraine Alaban take a bow. That's how you start off an end. Chasing shots to win. Drop down now. It's right behind the jack. Very well bowled. So Terry Chatki, 2 in front. Nothing extravagant. Get a good second if you can. If you can get shots, even better. But a good second is almost a game winner. But that one just a little bit too short to be effective. Chance for Lorraine Alaban to draw a second inside that one. All she needs to do is just repeat her first bowl. All she needs to do. Very easy. It's been tough conditions all day, just slightly quick green, and, well, she's inside the white bowl. That'll be 2. Not sure it's the 2 they want to win as yet. Not sure that it's good enough for that, but Terry Chatki really needs to get one in there now, just to snuff out this little chance. Whereas if she doesn't, Julia Morgan's got a chance to draw to make 3 and hold game. Terry, That looks like it's just going to get past. She's slightly overcorrected. Julia Morgan. I think she'll draw backhand. Hoping to cover that jack up. Make a third. A few games finishing up now. Bowlers putting their bowls in their bags, signing off their cards. Those results will be available on Bowls Link before too long. We've trained Lee Stinson to peck those numbers into the scores on Bowls Link using his computer. Julia Morgan, that looks well pointed too. All down to a speed. Just going to nick in behind. Oh, don't know if it's good enough for third at the moment. But it is. No, it's definitely not third. It's a good home, though, in behind. Then he touched on that jack on the backhand for Warilla would bring that one in. Well, decent touch. Lorraine Langfield wants to get right down to the jack. Going to crash on the short bowl. No, she's going to go underneath it. Still 2 down, though. Julia Morgan, backhand draw. Just wants to drop a little bit of weight off her first one. Looks pretty well down again. Certainly got her interest. Wants to get in front. Well, I think it's just out. It'd still be 2 to Warilla. Lorraine Langfield wants to get past her own. Wants to sit that. And no dice. Has just trundled along through the hole. We're halfway through the final end in the women's section 19 of the 23-24 Bowls New South Wales Champion of Club Champions. We're coming to you live from Cabravale Diggers, one of a number of host venues, and we look forward to you joining us tomorrow. We have a men's action tomorrow, Barrel against Mayfield West. Don't forget to join us tomorrow from around about 8:30am. You can look for scores in results.bowlslink.com.au. Click on Bowls New South Wales and Champion of Champions. Choose the men or the ladies. You can also get to that through bowlsnsw.com.au. Hover your mouse on events. From the drop down, click Bowls Link Results. Or if you'd prefer to use a mobile device, you can download the Bowls Now app from your respective app store, be that iPhone or Google. And navigate through there through results and BowlsNSW. So still 2 to Warilla. They've opted to change over to the forehand. Well, all she needs to do, though, is just get around that front white one, drop down to the jack. Don't be narrow. She's going to be short. Could we see a draw? And, of course, we will not see an extra end in sectional play. A draw is a draw. She's liking this one. She's got the jack, cut it back to 1. Well, 1 down is as good as a shot for Austral. They lead by 2. And the beauty here is, too, that the position now has changed. All those bowls just in behind belong to Austral out to the right of screen. But Warilla have 2 bowls behind to the left, just behind. Julia needs to get another counter here. A draw may well be good enough, but then puts the reliance on Warilla to have 2 wins and a better margin than Austral. A win is what they're after, but they may just settle for a draw and back themselves to have 2 better wins in their next 2 games. Julia Morgan, backhand draw. Really wants to get down to this jack. She's very well pointed. It's turning in beautifully. What a bowl. What a sensational bowl. That one may well be the hot shot of the day. Export, media one. Right down to the jack. 2 bowls left to play. So Lynn Langfield. Well, she's gone past. Warilla holding 2. Now there's 2 bowls left to play, 1 each. And, well, they're really Julia Morgan drawing to hold a win. I don't think the option's there to play on to their own bowl and try and get the white one out for 4. Very tough shot, and if you slightly miss, hit the jack, and you're gone. Little talk between the players trying to decide what to do. Jack sitting right on Julia's green bowl in amongst the pack at the end of the chalk line, just off centre. And she's playing a draw shot to try and draw the 3rd shot to win the game, and then to hope that Lynn Langfield doesn't change the head. Don't think she's going to come in for shot. Well, she might have played the cover there, which I don't mean going for the win. So Lynn Langfield, get one of those out to win. Disturb something. Draw a shot. Disturb something. All you need to be is in the right area. She's going to go past. So it'll be a pair. It'll be 2 shots to Warilla and a draw. One, 2. 2 shots. And we finish with a draw. So 21 ends played. Unable to get a result. 20-20. All square. So both teams will go into tomorrow with 1 draw, knowing that if they can win both of their remaining games, they'll finish top of the section and face out on a margin against their opponents from round 1. It's been a pleasure to bring you this game. We look forward to your company tomorrow.